Welcome to the I Love Buffalo podcast. Part of the I Love Buffalo network with your host, Josh Catry.
Welcome, good neighbors, to the I Love Buffalo podcast. I'm your host, Josh Catry. If you're new, a little bit about the podcast. We will cover everything from Buffalo's news, business, sports, crime, art, music, politics, history, unsolved murders, corruption, MMA, jiu-jitsu, nature and the outdoors, entrepreneurship, upcoming events, and all things that champion the underdog city that we all love and the good people in it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today in the podcast, the Buffalo Bandits solidify themselves as a dynasty. We honor Memorial Day. HBO's Hard Knocks will feature the Buffalo Bills this year. Buffalo, New York is named Zillow's hottest housing market for 2025. And we explain collective intelligence to you. All this and more on this episode of the I Love Buffalo podcast. That right there was Buffalo's own Freshwater 4 with the song called Lil Skank. And they are from Buffalo. Freshwater 4 is a surf rock band, and they're known for their energetic performances and vintage-inspired sound. They bring a fresh twist to the classic surf rock. The Freshwater 4 continues to make waves in the local music scene, pun intended, and all the music on this episode will be by them. So check them out and surfs up. In our first segment, we'd like to wish everyone a happy and safe Memorial Day. Memorial Day is a time to remember and honor the men and women who gave their lives in service of our country. It's a day of reflection, gratitude, and unity. It's important that we all recognize the sacrifices that went into making our country and our freedoms possible. And here in Buffalo, New York, we have a deep connection to the military service and remembrance. From the historic USS Sullivan, which is docked in Buffalo and Erie County Naval and Military Park, to the solemn resting places at Forest Lawn Cemetery and the Buffalo National Cemetery. Our city stands as a proud reminder to the courage and dedication of those who served. Today, we stand together to honor their memory and ensure their sacrifices are never forgotten. Thank you. In our next segment, the Buffalo Bandits have solidified themselves as a dynasty. That's right. The Buffalo Bandits are the 2025 NLL champions. Their three-peat is complete. In the Game 3 final, Buffalo defeated Saskatchewan Rush 15-6 at the KeyBank Center in front of 19,070 fans. That's their third straight NLL Cup in a row. The finals MVP is Ian McKay. He tallied 24 points, 16 goals in the playoffs, including 12 points in the final series. Josh Byrne was also amazing. He led Game 3 with 9 points, 4 goals, and 5 assists, playing a crucial role in that victory. Veteran goalie Matt Vince, and I apologize because I said his name wrong last week. It's V-I-N-C. There's no E at the end, but you say it Vint, not Vink, or however I said it. So I apologize about that. He made 41 saves in Game 3, and our defense really carried us a bunch of times. Once we got ahead by like 2 or more goals, it was hard for any team in the playoffs the whole year to come back against us. So he was amazing. Bandits became just the second team in NLL's history to win 3 consecutive championships, joining the Rochester Nighthawks from 2012 to 2014. With this victory, Buffalo secured a franchise record, its 7th NLL title, and this is the most in league history. Buffalo is now the most winning team in the history of the NLL. The regular season record, they finished with 13-5 and gave them the top seed in the playoffs. In the quarterfinals, they narrowly defeated 5-4 over the San Diego Seals. That's a low-scoring game. Again, our defense pulled us out there. Then we swept the Vancouver Warriors in 2 games, and in the finals, we beat the Rush in a best-of-3 series. Dane Smith led the team with 135 points for the season. He had 32 goals, 103 assists in the regular season, and Josh Byrne was a top goal scorer with 44 goals. Nick Weiss collected a team-high 138 loose balls on defense. And as we always like to point out here on the podcast, the Bandits are the most attended lacrosse team in the world, including the playoffs. They averaged 18,471 fans per home game, which makes them the most attended lacrosse team in the world. There's probably going to be a parade and a celebration. There absolutely should be. We don't have details on that yet, probably because of the holiday, and we will keep everyone posted on our social media. It should pop up in a day or two if there's going to be a parade or what is happening. So congratulations to the Buffalo Bandits and to the city of Buffalo for being a dynasty and one of the best lacrosse teams of all time, three-peating the championships. Let's do 4 in a row next year and be the first team to do that. Go Bandits. In our third segment here, the Buffalo Bills will be the featured team for HBO's Hard Knocks this season. For the first time in franchise history, the show will premiere on August 5th, 2025, giving fans an inside look at training camp. If you're not familiar with it, the cameras will follow the team around at St. John Fisher University, where they are having their training camp, and it will be aired on HBO in segments. So there is, a lot of interesting storylines to examine here. First of all, Josh Allen's coming off an MVP season. So a lot of times the Hard Knocks follows around teams that aren't good at all, kind of to see how they are operating. And sometimes it follows around better teams. I think the Buffalo Bills are objectively one of the best run organizations in the NFL. So this will be a cool inside look to see the kind of culture and growth mindset that Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane have instilled here. And we'll get to see an inside look at that. But we'll also get to see some candid behavior by the players, some of the new rookies. And I'm really interested in seeing Sean McDermott's philosophy on growth mindset. Because as you know, I am a growth mindset guy. And when he came here at first, it was one of the first things I noticed was he was using terminology that you find in the growth mindset. Things like trust the process, or the word growth mindset, or overcoming mistakes and growing from them. All these different kinds of things. To see behind the scenes is really exciting for me. I'm actually almost as excited to see the Hard Knocks as I am to see the regular season play out. I think it will be really cool to see some of our new defensive reinforcements being installed, like Joey Bosa, for example, and some of our rookie linemen like TJ Sanders and Landon Jackson, how they're going to fit in with the new Lions coaches and Sean's plan for the defense. Also, in recent times, we've seen both Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane open up. Usually they were kind of tight-lipped about a lot of things in their first 5 or so seasons with the Bills, but especially this last year, they've really opened up, shown more emotion, and shown the people what's going on behind the scenes. So we had that one clip from a few weeks ago with Brandon Beane and Jeremy White kind of defending his positions after the draft. We've also seen Sean McDermott open up a little bit more too, going on Sal Capaccio's podcast and talking about some things that he normally wouldn't discuss, or he'd be very close to the vest about it. Now he's decided to change his philosophy and open up a little bit more about what's going on. And so I think this Hard Knocks is going to show us a lot more about how that culture is maintained behind the scenes. And it's something that I'm very interested in and look forward to seeing. So as of a few days ago, I did not have HBO. I don't watch very much TV at all, but I think I'm going to have to subscribe to HBO for at least a little while here and check this out. Next up, Buffalo has been named Zillow's hottest housing market for 2025, marking the second consecutive year it has earned this distinction. This recognition stems from a combination of strong job growth, limited housing supply, and relative affordability, making Buffalo a standout in the national real estate landscape. Buffalo leads the nation in new jobs per new home permitted, indicating that employment opportunities are increasing faster than housing construction here. This imbalance intensifies competition among buyers and puts upward pressure on home prices. Skylar Olson, who is like Zillow's chief economist, has stressed that construction that keeps pace with an area's growth remains a crucial piece in keeping homes available and accessible. So despite the rising prices, Buffalo remains pretty low. It's more affordable than most other cities and most metro areas. As of April of this year, the average home value in Buffalo was about $235,000, reflecting a 4.1% increase over the past year. This affordability attracts buyers from more expensive regions seeking better value. Homes in Buffalo are selling quickly, with a median of just 10 days on the market as of April. Additionally, over half the houses are sold for above the list price, highlighting that there's a lot of competition in this market. This resurgence is part of a broader trend where a lot of Rust Belt cities, like Cleveland and Pittsburgh and Detroit, are gaining popularity due to their affordability and quality of life. So this is also true in places like Indianapolis, Providence, Hartford, Philadelphia. They're all high on Zillow's list, but Buffalo stands out for maintaining the top spot 2 years in a row. Congratulations, Buffalo. We are on the rise. In our last segment here, I'm going to do something a little bit vulnerable. I'm going to insert a clip from something that I've been working on for several years now. And in this clip, you've heard me talk about collective intelligence, the idea where groups of people are smarter than individuals. And if we figure out how to behave in groups better, we can solve problems a lot better than the way we're doing now. So the way we do it now is through economies or through voting. And these systems are just not the best way to do that. The best way for people to work together is we can form collective intelligence systems that are often nicknamed genies, like make a wish on a genie. And this term comes from Tim Urban's book, What's Our Problem? By building new systems that are hard to corrupt using collective intelligence, we can fix most of our systems in our world that are not working for us right now. We don't need to fix them by trying to change them as they are. Rather, we need to build new systems, migrate to the new systems, and then plug these new systems in. So if you're interested in this at all, this is the audio of our first video that we're going to have on a website called Swarm Academy. SwarmAcademy.ai is going to be the name of the website. And this is going to be the first video. So please feel free to critique it and listen to it and criticize it. And we look forward to building this right here in Buffalo. This is a project that there are at least 4 of us working on right now. We have a lot of skin in the game, time and effort, trying to develop new ways for people to run systems without centralized corrupt powers stopping us. But there's something special here. There's something very special that happens when groups of people come together.
Behind it all is surely an idea so simple, so beautiful, that when we grasp it in a decade, a century, or a millennium, we will all say to each other, how could it have been otherwise? John Archibald Wheeler.
Welcome to the most interesting place you've ever visited, a place where we're mastering and exploring the science of building genies. Yes, you heard that correctly. Genies.
The term genie comes from Tim Urban's book, What's Our Problem? It describes the new entity that emerges when people solve problems together in groups in just the right way. Imagine 10 or 100 or 1,000,000 people forming into an almost magical new being, a cohesive force. Or picture a brain of brains, where each person is one node of a new, larger superbrain that is exponentially more powerful than the sum of the individual people that make it up. That's a genie.
And even though there are many examples in human history where groups of people did incredible things together that seemed like magic, creating genies isn't magic at all. It's science. anyone can learn how to create genies, including you. The evidence of genies is already all around us. When people collaborate together using well-thought-out systems, we have the ability to change skylines, conquer harsh environments, form nations, harness energy, explore outer space, save lives, build systems that connect humanity in beautiful ways, and even lift most of the world out of extreme poverty. Genies have the potential to be one of the most powerful forces in the known universe, and that's not hyperbole. But, like all powerful forces, such as electricity or nuclear, there is also danger to navigate. Sometimes, when humans assemble into groups, we do horrible things. Tim Urban calls these bad groups of people golems. The question is why? Why is it that sometimes groups of people can be marvelous genies and create innovations that help billions of people, while other times we form into golems, such as witch hunts, wars, mob mentality, cults, tyranny, and more? Today, humanity faces several modern golems in the form of our corrupted political and corporate systems. If we fail to corral these golems, we could be in great danger. The good news is that humanity has the knowledge to control golems. It is actually not that hard to do. The answer is to build bigger, better, and more genies everywhere, then link them together. Here at Swarm Academy, we're going to break down exactly what it is that we know so far about how to turn groups of people into genies, and how to avoid golems. We look forward to showing you about a little-known branch of science called collective intelligence, or human swarm intelligence, which is built on an extraordinary and testable phenomenon known as the wisdom of crowds.
The entire premise boils down to a simple theory. There is potent wisdom, creativity, and problem-solving ability to be extracted from groups of people. But doing so requires high-trust systems and well-thought-out processes in order to optimize the groups and to avoid turning them into golems. In this emerging field of science, any group of people working together to solve problems is called a swarm. This is not our term, this is the scientific term. A human swarm can be either bad like a golem or good like a genie. Understanding why swarms sometimes become golems and sometimes become genies is the key to safely harnessing this powerful force.
Right now, humanity as a whole faces a group problem-solving crisis. Our ability to solve problems in large groups has been hijacked. We were on the right path for a while, but currently, most of the systems that people use to collaborate on have become corrupted. Systems of government, media, academia, and even science have all lost the trust of the people. Our systems are no longer getting good results. This corruption not only prevents humanity from reaching our potential, but it actually sets us backwards.
By building and using new systems to form genies, we can fix our corrupted world and upgrade how humanity works together to become more intelligent, more creative, more empathetic, more self-aware, more open to criticism, more optimistic, and more powerful together. We have the knowledge, technology, and ability to build genies all around us right now. How? We aim to explain all of this and more in the following free video series. This fascinating new area of science needs more people here exploring it and studying it, so we are glad that you are here.
Think of this as a call to adventure. Do you want to explore something new with us? We can right now explore together these immensely powerful tools for humanity by combining our intelligence and creativity together. You don't have to believe us. You can see for yourself.
In our next video, you will witness the power of collective intelligence and what humanity has already used it for. By changing the way we interact with each other in groups, we can change everything.
For billions of years on Earth, all that existed were single-celled organisms. Then one day, they learned how to cooperate with each other to make complex, multi-celled life, such as plants, animals, and humans. When people connect in just the right way, the same type of evolution is possible.
Welcome to Swarm Academy, the world's first completely free collective intelligence training center.
So that right there will also be our weekly business we're going to highlight. It's called Swarm Academy. It's swarmacademy.ai. You can find it online, and it is going to be a learning tool for people who want to be better at solving problems in groups. And there's truly something special here. I've seen it with my own eyes, and we'll get into details about some of the things I've seen with collective intelligence in the future, especially if you follow that website. But groups of people can do the most amazing things that exist. And Swarm Academy aims to try to harness the collective wisdom, collective creativity, and collective problem solving that exists with us. We've come to find out basically that we need trust. We need high trust. Trust isn't some esoteric thing. If we trust each other and we trust the systems that we use, then we can do really, really amazing things together. The problem is our systems are no longer trustworthy, and that makes us less likely to trust each other. But it doesn't have to be this way. So thank you for listening to that segment. That's a little bit personal and special, something I've been working on for a long time. And I look forward to hearing your criticisms, critiques, and feedback. Now, if you're one of those people who always rags on Buffalo and says there's nothing going on, I got 2 bits of information for you. First of all, you're wrong. We got a whole list of awesome events happening this week for you to check out. And second of all, if you rip on us for the winters, wait for the summer, because we have the most beautiful, amazing summers in all of America right here in Buffalo, New York. So here's our events for the week. Through June 2nd, starting at Canalside on the 27th of May at 6 p.m. starts the Fitness at Canalside season. So there's all different kinds of class types and times that vary by day, but check that out on the Canalside website. At the Kaz on the 28th, we have Grace Logan and friends, and we have a DJ dance party featuring DJ Cochise, and that is on the 30th at 8 o'clock. At the Buffalo Old Brewery on the 29th at 6 o'clock, we have Cammie Clune from The Voice. At Buffalo Ironworks on the 29th at 8 o'clock, we have the Garcia Project. Helium Comedy Club is bringing Josh Blue from The Last Comic on the 29th and the 31st and the 30th, actually all 3 dates. And you got to check the show times because they vary by day. The Hawk Creek Wildlife Center on the 31st from 3 to 6 p.m. has Wild Brews. It's an over 21 event to support Hawk Creek Wildlife Center, featuring wildlife, brews, food, and live music. You can get tickets on their website. Over on Elmwood Avenue on June 1st at 11 a.m., the Buffalo Pride Parade. There's also a number of events throughout the city for Pride Week, so check that out. And last up at Terminal B on June 1st at 7 o'clock, we have Simple Plan, which is a band. All right, that about does it for today's episode. Please remember, a rising tide raises all ships. Get your kids into jiu-jitsu, and we'll unpack that in a future episode, why. And don't forget, Buffalo Open Coffee Club is 7:30 a.m. every Tuesday at the Seneca One Tower. Go up the escalators to the main room right there in front of you. That's usually where we all are, or you can head down to the cafeteria if we're not there. This week, in my Coach Josh's Corner, I'm going to leave you with a clip from one of my favorite speakers, retired Navy SEAL Jocko Willink, talking about the importance of Memorial Day.
I am the fallen soldier, sailor, airman, and Marine. Remember me. I am the one that held the line. Sometimes I volunteered. Sometimes I went because I was told to go. But when the nation called, I answered. In World War I, I marched on the Marne and held the line at Belleau Wood. The war to end all wars, they called it. I just called it hell. In World War II, I fought everywhere. The beaches of Normandy, the Battle of the Bulge, the hell of Guadalcanal. I stood against tyranny and kept darkness from consuming the world. In Korea, I landed at Incheon and broke out of the Chosin Reservoir. They called it the Forgotten War, but I never forgot. In Vietnam, I fought in the Mekong Delta, at Khe Sanh and Hamburger Hill. Some say my country wavered, but I did not waver. I have fought in Iraq and Afghanistan, in Baghdad, Fallujah, and Ramadi, in Kunar, Helmand, and Kandahar. It was me that patrolled up the mountains or across the desert or through the streets. It was me that suffered in merciless heat and bitter cold. It was me that went out night after night to confront our nation's enemies and confront evil face to face. I did not waver and I did not hesitate. I, the soldier, sailor, airman, or Marine, I stood my ground and sacrificed my life, my future, my hopes, my dreams. I sacrificed everything for you. This Memorial Day, remember me, the fallen warrior. And remember me not for my sake, but for yours. Remember what I sacrificed so you can truly appreciate the incredible treasures you have. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. You have the joys of life, the joys that I gave up so that you can relish in them. A cool wind in the air, the gentle spring grass on your bare feet, the warm summer sun on your face. Family, friends, and freedom. Never forget where it all came from. It came from sacrifice, the supreme sacrifice. Live a life that honors us, the fallen heroes. Remember us and make every day Memorial Day.